Hi there, English 232 students. It's Miss Whistler, and we're right about smack dab in the middle of Unit 2. We're at the beginning of Week 7, where we're talking about the women's movement. And so I had a few things that I wanted to talk to you about. First thing under the women's movement is if you will please put your group work discussion link. You are working with a partner through the Thinking Logs. And so there will be a place there for you to copy and paste it in. I will also have in um, the directions, I will have a sample in case people are really lost and confused about how to go about logistically doing it. So a sample will be up there if you want to see the sample. But if you'll go ahead and put your group work up there so I can go in and start giving you feedback. The next thing that I have for you is I'll be sending you the voice thread of all the archetypal posters that I have. And this is an extra credit opportunity. So you will get 5 points on your next test if you narrate for 2 minutes on your poster. Now, notice I said narrate. Okay, so that means either use voice and or video. If you do not want to use video, that's fine, but you will need to narrate vocally. Okay, so on VoiceThread, what you'll do is you'll go to your poster and you will hit the plus button and you've got some options. You can actually phone in your verbal feedback. Okay, you can record on your tablet, phone, desktop. You can video and audio. Okay, or you can record a voice file or a video file and upload it. Okay, but the one you are not going to do is the ABC one. Okay, so for yours, so you'll go to your poster and you will narrate for 2 minutes about your poster. So how does your poster address or explain the archetypal hero or your archetype in general? Now, if your poster's not up here, that means one of two things. That means one, I either couldn't access it, or two, it was missing something very essential. So if you can correct the essential thing that you're missing, for which I left you a comment in Moodle, then I can throw it up here and then you can be eligible for the extra credit points. But this opportunity will wrap up in a week. So you've got a week to do that. So by next Wednesday, you need to go in and you need to narrate your poster. As you feel led, you could comment on someone else's and add to it. But ideally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to it. And so this will be a nice presentation as you think about our current unit. So that's the first thing that you will be getting in your email along with the email of this video. So the next thing I want to focus on is we will be starting project 2. Okay, this is a group project. So next week on week 8, I will have the link up for the next thinking log for the last unit. And so there will be also, so if you want to go ahead and look at it, that's fine. There will also be a place for you to sign up to work if you want. Okay, this is an optional group work, but some people like the group work in that you can divide and conquer. Okay, so on a photo essay. So for the photo essay, this is your assignment. And it is exactly what it says. It is a photo essay. Okay, so pretty much since the 19 teens, and technically since the 1860s, the United States has been in a constant flux and power shift. So, but we have been greatly impacted by war. And because of the chaos that war just forces, many writers had to confront the ways in which the world was changing because of war and other things that war precipitates. So you're going to develop a photo essay that will reflect life for a specific group of people as related to war. So you can do one of two things. Okay, you're going to either claim, that a specific group of people, was involved in the war in a positive way because they supported the war, or you're going to say that a specific group of people opposed the war and here's what they did and said and so forth. Okay, or you can talk about how a certain group of people's lives changed dramatically because of this constant state of chaos and war. Okay, so sources. Literature. Okay. The readings from class. Lots of writers write about war, grew up during a time of war, so they are greatly impacted and influenced by war in their poetry, in their readings, or in their essays, in their short stories, in the readings that you read. And so you'll need to make sure that you are able to point out via your photo essay. You will prepare quotes, summaries, connections to the readings that reflect the attitudes of people towards war. Okay. All right. You will also interview. Okay. So you can interview your grandpa that was in World War One, or your friend's dad, or your sister who's currently in the Army. You can interview, your best friend who was in New York when 9/11 happened. Okay. Whoever you want to interview, as long as they have something to say about the state of chaos and war in the United States. Okay. And when you interview them, you'll need to get a photograph from them or take their picture, whatever you like. Okay. And then you may use one other source of information. One really good source is libraryofcongress.gov. A lot of people don't listen to me, but it's a great repository for photos. Okay. And another thing is Creative Commons. It's a good place to find original photography that you can use that would not be a copyright infringement. Okay, so your photo essay will have 8 pictures. Now, I would recommend maybe using Google Slides or Padlet to compile your photo essay. Okay, and each photo will have captions of 3 to 4 sentences. So typically what you'll want to do is the first sentence will summarize the concept about war the photo illustrates. Okay. Sentence 2 to 3 would be quotes from readings, summaries of stories read, okay, or your third source. So like, your famous person or expert. Okay. And then the fourth sentence, okay, we'll just wrap up what was said and relate it to the war. So explain relation of 2 and 3 to war. Okay. So that's basically it. Okay. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point. Okay. So these captions. Okay. All right. If you would like to add speech, you are more than welcome to use speech. Okay. So speech is optional for this one. Okay. But your presentations will be shared with the class. So know that whether it has speech or not, it will be shared. VoiceThread is another great place to collect information. Okay. Now, I have a guide for you. It's called, it's from CUNY. That's really great. And it'll give you lots of examples. A Young Father's Balancing Act is really good. What the World Eats is really good. And so you'll see as you do, let's do a Young Father's Balancing Act. Okay. The photos should really express. So what is happening? Notice sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3. Okay. So notice just a few sentences that encapsulates what the photo is trying to express about. For you, it's war. Okay. So there's some samples. Okay. And here's an organizer here. So you could choose a population. Okay, and you could talk about how the war changed college students, or you could talk about how college students were involved in movements for or against the war. Okay. African Americans, here's just a really good article that's a photo essay about African Americans. Here's one about immigrants. Here's one about women, Native Americans, men, businesses, farmers, whoever. So this is just a way for you to brainstorm. And if you want this, you can go up to File and you can hit Make a Copy, and then you can type in it. So then you decide on your population. Do you want to talk about men, women, farmers, whoever? Okay. White collar workers, blue collar workers. Okay. There's some interview questions you could ask. Okay. So, and here's a sample claim. Native Americans experienced changes in blank and blank during the Vietnam War. So you would tell the 2 ways their life changed. Okay. So that could be one way that you are summarizing the photo. Okay. All right. So there's changes or involvement. There's some ways to help you people who prove your claim. There's where you can put links of pictures. So anyway, this organizer is for you to help you. So if you're in your Gmail, you can go up to File and make a copy. And then if you want to talk about this and share it with me as you build, we'll be working on this until about week 11. So so you'll have about 4 weeks to work on your photo essay with your partner. Now, what's cool about Google Drive is that when you hit Google Slides, it's just like a Google document. You can hit share, and you and your partner do not have to meet. You do not have to talk on the phone. You don't have to be online at the same time. You guys can delegate who does what, and you hit share, and you go in and you build it together. And the nice thing is you can go in here and leave comments, right? So you could leave your partner a comment or a question. And so that's the way you work together in this type of environment. So if you do want to work with a partner, feel free. I will post that sign-up sheet for you guys so that you guys can start working towards that. Now, week 8 is interesting. There's a midterm conference sign-up. So if you want to talk, kind of review where you are, if you need some coaching, a vote of confidence, you can sign up there and just put a couple different days and times. And if you want to meet next week, I'm pretty free, and we can talk on the phone, we can video chat, whatever you like, okay? There's also a sample discussion schedule. If you wanted to kind of know how to pace Americana. Americana is a little longer than Little Princes, so regardless, but week 8 is where you're going to start diving into your novel, and I will have 2 short lecture videos, one about Little Princes and one about Americana, just to kind of tell you things to look for and how it fits in with the rest of the literature. Here are supplemental materials. If you don't know or if you don't remember who Freud, Marx, Nietzsche, or Darwin are from all of your coursework here at Nash, this is the document that you want, because modernism shows a big shift in our thinking, and modernism and modernist concepts very much influenced writers and the way writers think. Okay, so that's really, really important. And then I just found a really interesting article. Anyone who's interested in like 9/11, as related to your project, rather, there's a insight about some conflict and some dismay as related to the new 9/11 memorial. So all of that's there for you. And then, of course, we'll have test 2. And the date's not right because the date is on your other form. Okay, but I'll send out reminders about that when we get there. Test essay tips, as always. Take a look at those. That could help you. Look at your old test and kind of see, what did I mess up on? What do I need to fix? And then that can be something that we talk about at your conference if you want to have a conference. So those are some of the things that you want to look out for in terms of readings. And the readings are on the thinking log as well. And I have highlighted them on here. Okay, it's a lot of poetry. Okay, so down here, this week is where you get to some of the short stories. But pretty much before that, it's been very, very short stories and poetry. So notice next week, you need to have started your novel, okay? And so that discussion will be, I will be running discussions during virtual hours. I will add a virtual hour during week 8 for anyone who wants to join in and just ask questions, but I will have that video and I'll send those out for both novels. And then week 9, there's some longer readings. So you just need to be aware that week 9, so if you need to start planning for that early, you want to go ahead and start planning for that early. So So I think that's about all I have in terms of announcements and things I wanted to review. So please let me know if you need anything. I will be in my virtual office Friday morning around 8:30 till around 10. But if you need another appointment, feel free to shoot me an email and let me know. So I will be in touch, guys.